at the front page of Marca, the party of the century. And let's just put in a context into why this is so special for one of our guests. Back in 2012, Sid Lowe tweeted, "The club that gave the Premier League Cazorla, Michu and Mata is under threat of going out of business. Please buy shares." And this was a campaign that Sid led amongst football fans in Europe to get involved, to try and save the club. And obviously that's exactly what happened in the end. Sid, as much as we take the mick on this show, this is an incredible story over what has happened over the last 13 years. And it must feel very special to have played a part in it.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, the part I've played in Real Oviedo has been, I think, exaggerated enormously, particularly by people in Oviedo who treat me far better than I deserve to be treated. But Oviedo's story over the last 24 years since they were in the first division. In that time, they've been down to the fourth tier, the third tier, the second tier, now back into the first tier for the first time in 24 years on two different occasions. Very, very close to going out of business in 2003 and in 2012. And both occasions, I think this is what's made Real Oviedo special, because really and truly we're talking about a kind of a normal first division club, a normal provincial first division club, except for the fact that this experience over 24 years has given them an identity, it's given them a cause, it's given them a mobilisation and a sense of importance for the supporters themselves. Because in 2003, without political backing, in a financial crisis, it's the fans that saved the club in 2003. In 2012, again, it's supporter mobilisation that really helps to save the club. With that extra dimension that you're talking about of kind of international supporters becoming involved, essentially they have one last throw of the dice to try and save themselves, which is to launch a share issue and see if they can get, and think about this number, by the way, see if they can get to €2 million to save the club. It's not very much to save a club. And that club, and they reached €2 million. They eventually got to just short of 4 million because they had a big investor coming at the end. It was Carlos Slim and his business empire behind it. They've now got the Pachuca group involved. And so at that point, Oviedo were close to going out of business. And I think one of the things that happened then was that the mobilisation of fans and the internationalisation of Oviedo as well gave it a different dimension, if you like, kind of emotionally, and that's been the fantastic thing for me is watching now. You go to Oviedo now, the number of people wearing Oviedo shirts, the number of kids who are supporting Oviedo, people who've never seen Oviedo play in the first division because it's been 24 years. That sense that the fans have been aware of their own significance in this, and for me, at least, that's the most important part. And it's been the fans that have made the club kind of what it is, and so you get into this emotional state, I think, where it's a sense of we're here. And it's not that it doesn't matter that it's the first division, but just the very fact of existing and surviving and mobilising and seeing thousands and thousands of fans all over the city, the stadium absolutely packed. And I think that was it as much as anything else. For me personally, the feeling was kind of one of nostalgia, I think, building up to the game. That idea that, you know, we've been 24 years not in the first division. And next year's it's a whole new world. It's a totally different sense of kind of what our environment is, who we are as a club, but hoping that those things that we've gained through the bad times, and the phrase they use all the time in Oviedo is mud. Oviedo have been down in the mud, and that's been seen as a metaphorical thing, you know, playing on bad pitches against bad teams in bad conditions and finding a way through it. But it's been literal too. And genuinely, when Oviedo went down to Tercera División and even a little bit in Segunda B, they were playing on tiny, tiny pitches. In some cases, not very much better than a kind of a local park pitch or a local club pitch. And this is, I think, what has kind of, if you like, built the character of Oviedo. That sense of they couldn't kill us. We couldn't be finished off. We came through it, and nothing can defeat Oviedo now. Even if they were to go into the first division next year and lose every game 10-0. This doesn't get taken away anymore.
How grumpy are you going to be when you send you to Osasuna Athletic and you can't see Oviedo?
No, I mean, I've already decided this. This is going into the production team right now. I am not going anywhere that's not Real Oviedo. Well, maybe not. But look, maybe I'll accept some of the other games.
There is a suggestion.
Diva, total diva.
Yeah.
I desperately want to be at Real Oviedo's first game of next season.
Who do you want it to be, Sid?
I was actually in. Actually, that's a great question because I've been talking to friends about this over the weekend. I do not want Oviedo to play a first game in the first division against a team that's just come up. I don't want it to feel like a second division game. So I don't want it to be Elche or Levante. I would like it to be a pretty big team, or I'd like it to be just about anyone at home. And if it's a big, I'd like it to be a big team away. I would really like to go to Mestalla or San Mamés, which are two of the most special stadiums in Spain. I'm not sure I want Madrid or Barcelona just yet.
Sid, thank you very much. You'll be going where you're put, by the way.
Yeah.
I've just been told.
Did he try to negotiate? Was he trying to negotiate where he sent?
La Liga games, of course, all 380 of them will be live and exclusive on ESPN+. Everything kicks off on August the 17th.